Shalom, I'm Ron, and today I'll be reading from Joshua chapters 12 to 15. Now these are the kings of the land whom Bnei Israel defeated and possessed their land beyond the Jordan towards the sunrise, from the valley of the Arnon to Mount Hermon, and all of the Arabah eastward. King Sihon of the Amorites, who lived in Heshbon, and ruled from Aroer, which is on the edge of the valley of the Arnon, and the middle of the valley, and half Gilead, even up to the Jabbok River, the border of the children of Ammon, and the Arabah, up to the sea of Chinnereth, eastward as far as the sea of the Arabah, the salt sea, eastward the way to Beth Jeshimoth, and on the south at the foot of the slopes of Pisgah, also the territory of King Og of Bashan, one of the remnant of the Rephaim, who lived at Ashtaroth and at Edrei, and ruled over Mount Hermon and Salcah and all Bashan, as far as the border of the Geshurites and the Maccathites, and half of Gilead, as far as the border of King Sihon of Heshbon. Moses, the servant of Adonai, and Bnei Israel defeated them. Then Moses, the servant of Adonai, gave it as a possession to the Reubenites, the Gadites, and half-tribe of Manasseh. Now these are the kings of the land whom Joshua and Bnei Israel defeated beyond the Jordan westward, from Baal-Gad in the valley of Lebanon to Mount Halak, that goes up to Seir. Joshua gave it to the tribes of Israel for possession according to their divisions. In the hill country, in the lowland, in the Arabah, on the slopes, in the wilderness, and in the Negev, the Hittites, the Amorites, the Canaanites, the Perizzites, the Hivites, and the Jebusites. One king of Jericho, one king of Ai, which was near Bethel, one king of Jerusalem, one king of Hebron, one king of Jarmuth, one king of Lachish, one king of Eglon, one king of Gezer, one king of Deber, one king of Geder, one king of Hormah, one king of Arad, one king of Libnah, one king of Adullam, one king of Makkedah, one king of Bethel, one king of Tepuah, one king of Hepher, one king of Aphek, one king of Sharon, one king of Madon, one king of Hazor, one king of Shimon Meron, one king of Akshaph, one king of Taanach, one king of Megiddo, one king of Kedesh, one king of Jokneam in Carmel, one king of Dor in the region of Dor, one king of Goyim in the Gilgal, one king of Tirzah, for a total of 31 kings. Chapter 13. Now Joshua was old and advanced in years when Adonai said to him, "You are old and getting on in years, yet very much of the land is still left to possess. This is the land still left, all the regions of the Philistines, and all the Geshurites, from Shihor, which is near Egypt, to the territory of Ekron, northward. Count it as Canaanite. The 5 Philistines, lords of Gaza, Ashdod, Ashkelon, Gath, and Ekron, also the Avim in the south, all the land of the Canaanites, from Merah of the Sidonians to Aphek, as far as the border of the Amorites, the land of the Gibeonites, and all Lebanon, toward the sunrise, from Baal-Gadad, the foot of Mount Hermon, to the entrance of Hamath, all the inhabitants of the hill country, from Lebanon to Misrephoth Maim, all the Sidonians. I myself will drive them out from before Bnei Israel, only allotted to Israel for an inheritance, as I have commanded you. So now divide this land as an inheritance for the 9 tribes and the half-tribe of Manasseh. With the half-tribe, the Reubenites and the Gadites received their inheritance, which Moses gave them beyond the Jordan eastward, just as Moses, the servant of Adonai, gave them, from Aroer, that is on the edge of the valley of Arnon, and the city that is in the middle of the valley, and all the flat land from Medeba to Dibon, and all the cities of King Sihon of the Amorites, who reigned in Heshbon, up to the border of the children of Ammon, and Gilead, and the territory of the Geshurites, and Maccathites, and all Mount Hermon, and all Bashan up to Salcah, all the kingdom of Og in Bashan, who reigned in Ashtaroth and in Edrei. He was left of the remnant of the Rephaim. For Moses defeated them and drove them out. Nevertheless, Bnei Israel did not drive out the Geshurites or the Maccathites, but Geshur and Maacath lived among Israel to this day. Only to the tribe of Levi he gave no inheritance. The fire offerings of Adonai, God of Israel, are his inheritance, as he spoke to them. To the tribe of the children of Reuben, according to their clans, Moses gave as their territory, from Ararah to on the edge of the Arnon Valley, along with the city in the middle of the valley, and all the tableland up to Medeba, Heshbon, and all its towns on the tableland, Dibon, Bamoth Baal, Beth Baal Meon, Jahaz, Kedemoth, Mephath, Kiriathaim, Sibmah, and Zereth Shahar, on the hill of the valley, Beth Peor, the slopes of Pisgah, and Beth Jeshemoth, all the towns of the tableland, and the entire kingdom of King Sihon of the Amorites, who reigned in Heshbon. Moses defeated him with the chiefs of Midian, Evi, Rekem, Zur, Hur, and Reba, the princes of Sihon, who were living in the land, and Balaam, son of Beor, the diviner, whom Bnei Israel killed with the sword among the rest of their slain. As for the border of the children of Reuben, the Jordan was their border. This was the inheritance of the children of Reuben, according to their clans, the towns and their villages. To the tribe of Gad, Moses gave the children of Gad according to their clans, as their territory, Jazer, all the towns of Gilead, half the land of the children of Ammon, up to Ararah, which is near Rabbah, from Heshbon to Ramath, Mizpah, and Betonim, and from Mahanaim to the border of Lidber. In the valley of Beth Haram, Beth Nimrah, Succoth, and Zaphon, that is the rest of the kingdom of King Sihon of Heshbon, with the Jordan as its border to the lowest part of the sea of Chinnereth. Beyond the Jordan, eastward, this is the inheritance of the children of Gad, according to their clans, the towns, and their villages. To the half-tribe of Manasseh, Moses also gave inheritance. For the half-tribe of the children of Manasseh, according to their clans, their territory was from Mahanaim, all of Bashan, the entire kingdom of King Og of Bashan, and all the 10 villages of Jair, which are in Bashan, 60 towns. Also half of Gilead with Ashtaroth and Idrai, the cities of the kingdom of Og in Bashan, were for the children of Machir, son of Manasseh, and half of the children of Machir, according to their clans. These are the inheritance that Moses apportioned in the plains of Moab, across the Jordan to the east of Jericho. But to the tribe of Levi Moses gave no inheritance. Adonai, God of Israel, is their inheritance, as he had spoken to them. Chapter 14. Now these are the portions that Bnei Israel possessed in the land of Canaan, which Eleazar the Kohen and Joshua son of Nun, and the heads of the ancestral houses of the tribes of Bnei Israel apportioned to them. Their inheritance was by the lot, as Adonai had commanded by Moses his hand, for the 9 tribes and the half-tribe. For Moses had given the inheritance of the 2 tribes and the half-tribe across the Jordan, but he gave no inheritance to the Levites among them. For the children of Joseph became 2 tribes, Manasseh and Ephraim. They gave no portion to the Levites in the land, except towns to live in, with their pasture lands around them for their livestock and for their cattle, as Adonai had commanded Moses. So Bnei Israel did and apportioned the land. Then the children of Judah approached Joshua in Gilgal, and Caleb the son of Jephunneh, the Kenizzite, said to him, "You know the word that Adonai had spoken to Moses, the man of God at Kadesh Barnea, concerning me and you. I was 40 years old when Moses, the servant of Adonai, sent me from Kadesh Barnea to spy out the land, and I brought him back word as it was in my heart. Nevertheless, my fellows that went up with me made the heart of the people melt with fear. But I fully followed Adonai my God." So Moses swore on that day, saying, "Surely the land on which your foot has trodden will be an inheritance to you and to your children forever, because you have fully followed Adonai my God. So now behold, Adonai has kept me alive, just as he said, these 45 years, since the time that Adonai spoke this word to Moses, while Israel was journeying in the wilderness, and now behold, I am 85 years old today. I am still as strong today as I was in the day that Moses sent me. As my strength was then, so is my strength now, for war and for going out and coming in. Now therefore, give me this hill country, about which Adonai spoke on that day. For you heard on that day how the Anakim were there, as well as great fortified cities. Perhaps Adonai will be with me, and I will drive them out, just as Adonai has spoken. So Joshua blessed them, and he assigned Hebron to Caleb, son of Jephunneh, as his portion. Therefore Hebron became the inheritance of Caleb, son of Jephunneh, the Kenizzite, to this day, because he followed Adonai, the God of Israel, fully. Now the name of Hebron formerly was Kiriath Arba, for Arba was the greatest man among the Anakim. Then the land had rest from war. Chapter 15. Now the allotment for the tribe of the children of Judah, according to their families, was as far as the border of Edom, southward to the wilderness of Zin, at the extreme south. Their southern border was from the lower end of the Salt Sea, from the bay projecting southward. Then he proceeded south of the ascent of Akrabim, and passed on to Zin, and then went up by the south of Kadesh Barnea, and passed on to Hezron, and went up to Adar, and turned toward Karka. It passed along to Asmon, and went to the Wadi of Egypt, where the border ended at the sea. This will be your southern border. The eastern border is the Salt Sea, to the end of the Jordan. The border on the northern side was from the bay of the sea at the end of the Jordan. It then went up to Beth Hagla, and passed north of Beth Arba, and went up to the stone of Bohan, son of Reuben. The border then went up to Deber from the valley of Achor, and turned northward toward Gilgal, facing the ascent of Adumim, which is south of the Wadi. Next, the border passed along to the waters of En-Shemesh, and ended at En-Rogel. Then the border went up to the valley of Ben Hinnom, to the southern flank of the Jebusites, that is Jerusalem, and went up to the top of the mountain that flanks the Hinnom Valley to the west, which is at the northern end of the Rephaim Valley. From the top of the mountain, the border curved to the spring of the waters of Nephtoah, and went to the towns of Mount Ephron, and curved to Baalah, that is Kiriath Jearim. From Baalah, the border turned westward to Mount Seir, passed along to the northern slope of Mount Jearim, that is Chesalon, and went down to Beth-Shemesh, then past Timnah. Next, the border went out to the slope north of Ekron, then went out to Shekharim, passed along to Mount Baalah, went on to Jabneel, and the border ended at the sea. The western border was the Great Sea and its coastline. These were the borders around the children of Judah according to their clans. Now to Caleb, the son of Jephunneh, he gave a portion among the children of Judah at the command of Adonai to Joshua. Kiriath Arba, which is Hebron. Arba was the father of Anak. So Caleb drove out from there the three sons of Anak, Shishai, Ahiman, and Talmai, children of Anak. Then he went up from there against the inhabitants of Debir. Now the name of Debir formerly was Kiriath Sefer. Caleb said, I will give my daughter Aksah as a wife to the one who attacks Kiriath Sefer and captures it. So Othniel, son of Kenaz, Caleb's kinsman, captured it. So he gave him his daughter Aksah as a wife. Now it came about when she came to him that she persuaded Othniel to ask her father for a field. When she got off her donkey, Caleb asked her, What do you need? Give me a blessing, she said, for you have given me land in the Negev. You should also give me springs of water. So he gave her the upper springs and the lower springs. This is the portion of the tribe of the children of Judah by their clans. The towns at the end of the tribe of the children of Judah toward the border of Edom in the south were Kavzeel, Eder, Jagur, Kina, Dimonah, Adadah, Kedesh, Hazor, Ithnan, Ziph, Tilim, Baaloth, Hazor Hadattah, Kiriath Hezron, that is Hazor, Aman, Shema, Moladah, Hazagada, Heshmon, Beth Pelet, Hazar Shual, Beersheba, Beziathia, Beralim, Ezem, Eltodad, Chezohorma, Ziklag, Madmana, Sansana, Lebaot, Shilhim, Ain, and Rimmon, a total of 29 towns with their villages. In the lowland, Eshtaol, Zorah, Ashna, Zanilak, Enganim, Tapua, Enam, Jarmuth, Adulam, Sokoth, Azekah, Sha'araim, Adithaim, Gedera, and Gederothaim. 14 towns with their villages: Zenon, Hadashah, Migdalgad, Dion, Mizpeh, Joktheo, Lachish, Bozkah, Eglon, Kabon, Lamas, Chithlish, Gederoth, Beth Dagon, Neamah, and Makkedah. 16 towns with their villages: Libnah, Ether, Ashan, Iftah, Ashna, Nezib, Kila, Aksib, and Mareshah. 9 towns with their villages: Ekron with its towns and villages, from Ekron to the sea, and all that were under Ashdod's hand, with their villages: Ashdod, its dependencies, and its villages; Gaza, its dependencies and its villages, all the way to the Wadi of Egypt, and the coastline of the Great Sea. In the hill country, Shemer, Jatir, Sokoth, Dana, Kiryat-Sana, that is Debir, Anab, Eshtemoa, Anim, Goshen, Holon, and Gilob. 11 towns with their villages: Arab, Rumah, Eshon, Janim, Beth Tapua, Apikath, Humta, Kiryat Arba, that is Hebron, and Zior. 9 towns with their villages: Maon, Carmel, Ziph, Juta, Jezreel, Jokdeam, Zanoah, Cain, Gibeah, and Timnah. 10 towns with their villages: Halhu, Bethzor, Gidor, Mearath, Beth Anoth, and El Tekon. 6 towns with their villages: Kiriath Baal, that is Kiriath Jearim, and Rabbah. 2 towns with their villages. In the wilderness, Beth Arba, Medin, Zekakah, Nibshah, the city of salt, and En-Gedi. 6 towns with their villages. As for the Jebusites, the inhabitants of Jerusalem with the children of Judah could not drive them out. So the Jebusites continued to live among the children of Judah and Jerusalem to this day.